This is your breakfast news from Ayogen online television. I am Makanjola Luatosinesta. Here are the headlines. Local news, FCT justifies Mpape demolitions, says structures block road. Bandits kills policeman, 5 others abduct 23 Kaduna residents. Political news. Uzodinma ruling Imo from exile, PDP elects. Local government poll. OSIEC promises credible election, adopts presidential system. And on our business news this morning, GDP rising, inflation falling, yet poverty worsen, says Riwe. Anderson Fault FIRS says Nigeria contributes 10.19% to multi-choices revenue. And on our sport news this morning, Sweden's World Cup hopes dented by Greece. A loss. Youngsters shine as Italy beat Lithuania 5-0. And on our health news this morning, COVID-19 Bayelsa imposed curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., while Nigeria needs concerted action against cholera. And on our foreign news this morning, Japan finds black particles in Moderna vaccine. World reacts as Taliban announces new Afghan government. On our entertainment news this morning, alleged infidelity. No one is perfect. Two-Face breaks silence on Annie's feud. Yeah, the details will be coming up next. Federal Capital Territory justifies Mpape demolition, says structures block road. The chairman of the Capital Territory's Ministerial Committee on City Sanitation, Ikaro Atta, has said the ongoing demolition in Mpape will last till the second quarter of next year. He said the exercise will continue until when the administration is sure that the residents are ready to comply with Town Planning Act. Atta spoke on Wednesday when the committee returned to the area in continuation of the cleanup. He said, "Today's work is a little massive than we thought because we removed some massive structures that are on the roadside. No allocation, no building plan, no papers at all, and they harbor scavengers and criminals that led to the blocking of the road. Knowing that the structures are blocking the road and knowing that they don't have documents, we have to come here." The road market at Mpape has been a problem. The place was impassable. We have notified the Buhari Area Council Chairman, Mr. John Gabaya, and he promised that they are going to rebuild the market and make it modern. We told him that the market cannot be by the roadside. The market must give away because it was impeding the free flow of traffic, and more than 85% of the market have been converted to residential shanties, which contravenes the Urban and Regional Planning Act. So we did today, and Mpape is looking cleaner every day. Bandits kill policeman, 5 others abduct 23 Kaduna residents. Some bandits in 2 separate attacks killed 6 security operatives in communities in Kaduna State between Tuesday and Wednesday. 23 other residents were abducted by the bandits. Those killed included 5 vigilantes and a riot policeman. The bandits attacked 3 communities, Udawa, Ongwan, Sauri, and Adanyata in the Juji area, all in the Chikun local government area. In Ugawa, Sauri, and Adanyata, the bandits were said to have invaded the communities on Wednesday, shooting indiscriminately, killing the police officer. The State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, Mohammed Jalige, confirmed the attack, adding that operatives of the command had been deployed in the communities. Jalige couldn't give details on the number of residents taken away by the bandits, but a source told our correspondent that no fewer than 23 members of the communities were abducted. The gunshots started by 12:50 a.m. and lasted till 2 a.m. and before we know, the bandits were on us. They killed a mobile policeman. Ungwan, Sauri, and Adnaita communities are close to each other. About 23 persons were kidnapped. The attack on Udunwan community was said to have happened on Tuesday around 5 p.m. According to a community leader, Liman Usaini Udawa, the bandits ambushed 8 vigilantes and killed 5 of them while 3 others escaped. He said the vigilantes were attacked along the Kaduna-Birnin Gwari Highway. He told our correspondent that 5 vigilantes group members had been buried with accordance to Islamic rites. According to one vigilante was injured and was receiving treatment in hospital. And our political news coming up. Uzodinma ruling Imo from exile. PDP elects the Imo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, has accused the state governor, Hope Uzodinma, of ruling the state from exile. This was contained in a statement signed by the state's PDP spokesperson, Ogunbundu Nwadike, in Owerri on Wednesday. The opposition party described the planned visit of the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari to Imo today as a mockery of the citizens of the state. The statement read, "We received with mixed feelings the news that President Muhammadu Buhari will visit Imo State on Thursday night, September 2021. Ordinarily, a presidential visit is a grand event. It is something every state looks forward to, giving the fanfare and camaraderie that come with it. Presidential visit is also significant because it does not come easily. It usually provides the president an opportunity to share the success story of any state being visited. In the light of the foregoing, the people of Imo State are expected to be elated at the prospect of the visit to the president. But we note that with regret, these familiar feelings and moods are absent in the case of the presidential visit to Imo State. Rather than being expectant and elated, the people are actually wondering what the president is coming to do in Imo State. Their feelings of loss and consternation derives from the emptiness and despondency that pervades that atmosphere in the state. In recent months, Imo, once a land of peace, was forcibly turned into a theater of war. The PDP said that there was nothing to celebrate with unknown gunmen enjoying the free reign across the state, forcing residents to live in fear. In response, the senior special assistant to the governor on print media, Modestus Unwankpa, described the PDP as a party made up of physically displaced persons. Unwankpa said that the state was witnessing massive development on account of Governor Uzodinma's visionary leadership. Local government poll, OSIEC, promises credible election, adopts presidential system. Osun State Independent Electoral Commission has promised to ensure credible local government council polls, the outcome of which would be acceptable to all political parties. Speaking at a 3-day retreat for the management staff of the commission in Osogbo, the OSIEC chairman, Mr. Segun Oladitan, said the presidential system of government would be adopted for the poll. This was contained in a statement signed by the public relations officer of the commission, Tunde Fanawopo, in Osogbo on Wednesday. He quoted Oladitan as saying, "The focus of OSIEC is to have a free, fair and credible local government election in the state of Osun. And this could only be achieved where categories of staff are fully aware of the responsibility." Before, the local government administration in the state was parliamentary system, but before the inauguration of the commission last year, the state assembly has blamed them assembly members since the states in the country are operating presidential and Osun cannot be an aberration. So the coming elections will be presidential and we shall be having 2 ballot papers as against one we had in 2017. On when the election will hold, Oladitan said the process for the poll had already commenced with the retreat. Election is a series of activities and the commission has started working on that. The law says the commission shall give 90-day notice. As soon as I do that, the process has begun. And in our business news, GDP rising, inflation falling, yet poverty worsening reweigh. The Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company Limited, Mr. Bismarck Rewain, has said Nigerians' gross domestic product is rising and inflation rate is falling. But more people are living below the poverty line. Rewain, a member of the Presidential Economic Advisory Council, said this in his month edition of the LBS breakfast section in his presentation, a copy of which was obtained by our correspondent on Wednesday. The economic expert posed what is described as 5 tough questions for Nigerian policymakers. He said, cheering news and angry people. Why? Why is GDP up and income levels down? Beans 122.22%, pepper 100%, flour 61.54%, but inflation falling. Wow, what is the truth? The best edge against inflation, real estate stroke equities, Bitcoin or precious metals? Will the Naira crash to 600 Naira per dollar as BDC scramble? Is the PRA Petroleum Industrial Act going to make things better for us? One, petrol insecurity, new investment. The National Bureau of Statistics said recently that the country's GDP grew by 5.01% in the second quarter of this year as against 0.51% in Q1, while inflation dropped to 17.38% in July from 17.75% in June. Ruway noted that in Q2, out of 46 activities, 34 expand. 8 slowed and 4 contracted. He said fastest-growing sectors were the most impacted by the COVID-19 shutdown. They are job elastic and have the potential to boost productivity. Real GDP 2.7%, still below potential GDP 8.3%. Economy still in a recessionary gap. Population 3.2%, growing faster than GDP. Citing data from the World Bank, Ruwait said 7 million Nigerians fell into extreme poverty in 2020, adding Nigeria still the poverty capital of the world. 93.99 million people now live below the poverty line. According to him, people are angry because the socio-economic conditions have worsened. He said youth unemployment fast approaching 45%, misery index 50.68%. Nigeria is a hunger alert hotspot, according FAO and WFP. Over 18,000 Nigerians seeking asylum. Health sector brain rising. For example, about 500 doctors moving to Saudi Arabia. And on our health news this morning, COVID-19 Bayelsa imposes curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. The Bayelsa State Governor has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew on the state as part of measure to prevent the COVID-19 spread. The curfew will last between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. daily. This was announced in a statement on Friday, signed by the Commissioner for Information, Orientation and Strategy, Mr. Ayebana Duba. Duba said the curfew would take effect from Sunday, May 16 and will last until further notice. He added, in view of this development, movement within as well as in and out of the state through the major points, including Bayelsa Delta State boundary at Adagbagbiri, Gloryland Drive at Igbogene and Bayelsa River State boundary at Mbiama are prohibited during the hours of the curfew. The commissioner said the various security agencies had been mobilized to enforce the curfew. The statement advised members of the public to take note of the curfew and adhere to it. There are yet to be banner signboards, awareness campaigns by the government and private organizations on the dangers of the infection that has already claimed many lives across the country. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control said it is supporting states through the deployment of rapid response team, the development and dissemination of national acute water diarrhea guidelines, deployment of cholera rapid diagnostic kits. And in our foreign news, Japan finds blood particles in Moderna vaccine. Japan has put a batch of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine on hold after a foreign substance was found in a vial. A pharmacist saw several black particles in one vial of the vaccine in Kanagawa Prefecture. According to authorities, some 3,790 people had already received shots from the batch. The rest of the batch has now been put on hold. It comes less than a week after Japan suspended the use of about 1.63 million Moderna doses due to contamination. The pharmacist found the black particles while checking for foreign substances before the vaccine's use. The jab's domestic distributor has collected the vials suspected to be contaminated. And on entertainment news this morning, alleged infidelity, no one is perfect, Two-Face breaks silent on Annie Field. Legendary Nigerian singer Two-Face Idibia has urged fans to respect his family's privacy and made an allegation of the infidelity from popular Nigerian actress Annie Idibia. The musician broke his silence barely 5 days after Annie claimed that Two-Face's family never found her worthy of him despite all her efforts. Despite the tongue wagging on social media over the matter, the former Plantation Boys member initially resisted making any comment. Instead, Baba took to his verified Instagram account to share a snippet of a music video searching. However, shortly after leaked audio where Anidibia threatened to scatter everything become viral on social media, Two-Face posted that the madness should stop, and he was said to be reacting to reports that the singer packed all his belongings without her knowledge in the audio. The African Queen singer posted, "I admit that bringing our personal issues on social media was not cool, but I will not sit back and watch everyone have a free for all battle here in the name of love or solidarity. None of us is perfect. I would like to urge our families and supporters to stop the madness and let us deal with our issues internally. I take God beguna." Annie's infidelity allegation. Annie Idibia, in a now deleted Instagram story post, had accused her husband, Two-Face, of infidelity. She said, "I'm a patient woman. I am not a fool innocent. Your family never loved me from the beginning, no matter how hard I tried. I was never worthy to them. I have made so many sacrifices for you and all your children. God knows I have tried." Annie further claimed that the singer spent nights under the same roof with one of his baby's mama after taking his kids to Disneyland. So that will be that on our breakfast news this morning. FCT judges Mpakwe demolitions say structure block road. And that will be that on our breakfast news. Continue to follow us, subscribe on our channel, Ayogen links, Ayogen television. God bless you. Have a nice day.